What's going on? We got a 2024 Ford Mustang Ecoboost, and this actually is a base model. It's not even a premium. Let me tell you what everything you get on a base model, and let me tell you why. This thing might actually not be too bad as a nice little sports car coming into the summertime. Starting out, you get these cool, absolutely cool LED headlights with these silver kind of reflectors to kind of, I don't know, brighten up the look, if you will. These little emblems here, they, I wish they would actually glow, but you know, it's kind of harder to tell. But these are actually LED lights that kind of blink whenever you hit the unlock and lock button. But since the car is running, they will not, they won't actually glow. So, yeah. And actually, what we'll do is we'll turn on the hazards, or at least the blinkers or something, just so you can see what I'm talking about, which is super simple to turn that on. This little button right here, boom. And now the blinkers are on. We're going to turn the volume down so we don't get copyrighted. Come on now. There we go. Now you can start to see them. I wish that they were sequential, but you know, that's those hazards for you, and the LED lights. This front end is super long to kind of give you plenty of room for your car, if you will. You get these beautiful, they're actually 17-inch wheels, not 18s, but they're not you know, they're not any type of crazy wheel, but at the same time they're not like a hubcap. They're actually wheels. As far as the mirrors go, even on a base model, you get blind spot monitoring. These lines, they actually create a really nice line to go over these taillights, which is more of an updated version from the previous generation. Still kind of keeping that Mustang look, but at least sharpening up the edges. For your 2024 model year, you get these bigger exhaust ports here, and your reverse light sits right there, definitely sleeking up the rear end. Now again, not sequentials on these, but I wish they were. Let me turn these hazards off. But your gas cap is a capless gas cap with an easy push to open door, and the other side is pretty much the same. Now, going on into the interior, you're going to notice a bunch of cool little features that this Mustang has to offer, besides this massive frameless window on this door. You're going to start to see a couple of unique features, like this engraving that's pretty much all throughout the entirety of the car, even through the dashboard and even down here. Once you go up in the trims, you can actually get that in carbon fiber, so it doesn't just look like carbon fiber, it's actually carbon fiber. On top of that, when you open the door, you'll hear kind of like a stampede. It's the same thing whenever you actually start the car too. And when you're driving around with no seatbelt on, it actually makes that noise as well. This one, not being a premium, has a divide in the two screens, but once you go up, you can actually close this off by a somewhat screen. This gauge cluster can be completely transformed, which I actually have the menu pulled up right here. So if you change it over here into sport mode, your gauge cluster turns into kind of a different gauge cluster. Track mode, same thing. You also have a calm mode, which is very simplistic. And you scroll up, you can actually turn it to a classic. The classic dials from like the old 67 to 68 Mustang. The Fox body gauge cluster, which looks like that. The SVT Cobra, which looks like that. And it's actually the last one right there. This one has heated seats. You can control with that, or you can just push the button. This one does have dual climate, so passenger can have their own climate, driver can have their own climate. This steering wheel is a really nice steering wheel. I really like the squircle kind of design that they got going on here. There's a little flat bottom, but very round on the everything else. This one is a 10-speed automatic, so you don't really get paddle shifters on this particular one, but once you go up in trims, you can actually get paddle shifters if you actually use those. But this 10-speed does a really, really nice job with performance, especially in this generation where they retuned it. Down here you get a bunch of just buttons. This one, obviously, your engine start stop. This turns off your engine shut off. This one gives you all sorts of different Mustang stuff, including ambient lighting. And this is also where you change your cluster. You can turn on your auxiliary gauges to see all sorts of things, including your battery voltage, your oil pressure, your oil temp, as well as a few other things too. And then, of course, traction control light, your hazards. This is your auto hold, so whenever you come to a complete stop, you don't have to hold your foot on the brake, which in a car like this, it doesn't make sense, but in another car and other cars, it makes sense. Then you also have your windshield defroster. These seats are actually cloth seats, and I would say they're pretty comfortable for what they are. And even into the back seats, where they have definitely a lot more of a change to them. They're not really useful, but you know, who actually sits back there? Now, coming into the trunk here, of course you can lay those seats down, but the trunk button sits right underneath here. The hole is not very, very big, but that's okay. You get a decent sized trunk, and of course a not so full size spare tire. Definitely not even close to being full size. But when you lay those seats down, you get even more space in the back. Overall, this Mustang is honestly a pretty nice one. This one has about 36,000 miles on it. It's actually here at Honda of Jefferson City. And if you're going to come look at it, you want to come test drive it and even take it home and put it in your driveway, come talk to me, the guy in the bow tie, and I'll help you out.